All right. Happy Friday, everybody. You know what? I feel bad for you today. You're sitting at school while I am at Disney World. Yeah, that's right. Today I'm at Disney World with Kennedy and James, and they're just having the best time. I'll tell you all about it. It's incredible. You're really missing out. But you know what? You you get to do something awesome today. You get to review section 7.2. So let's do some review notes. What do you say? That sounds pretty exciting. Don't forget, put your name on your paper. All right. So we're just going to do a few examples. I think I've got about 8 of them that will work together. You'll really want to pay attention, especially to the last one, because you haven't quite seen one like that yet. So first one, we're going to do x squared minus 3x minus 18. All right. So again, first step when factoring anything is there a GCF? I'm looking at these three terms and there's nothing that will divide all three of them. So we're just going to go right into our steps. First, look at that third term, write down their factors. So 1 times 18, 2 times 9, 3 times 6, and that is it. Okay. So now I go ahead and say my third sign is negative, so I know that my parentheses I'm going to have 1 plus and 1 minus. I'm looking for the factors of 18 that subtract to get to negative 3. Which of these subtract to negative 3? Right there. It's not 6 minus 3, it is in fact 3 minus 6. So that means the 3 has to be positive, the 6 has to be negative. 6 is negative, 3 is positive. There it is, it's factored. Easy enough. Next one, number 2. 13 plus 14m plus m squared. All right, I look at this one, and it's not in correct order. So my first step before I do anything is I'm going to rewrite it. I want the m squared to be first, the m to be second, and that normal number to be last. After that, it's now in order. I'm going to focus my attention on that third term. The only way to multiply to 13 is 1 times 13. I'm looking for the fact, oh wait, my third sign is positive, so I adopt the sign of the second for both. So 2m pluses. Which of these add to 14? 1 and 13, those add to 14. Simple. Easy. It's factored. Let's do another. Number 3. It's going to be a squared minus 10ab plus 16b squared. All right, first step. Is there anything in common with these three terms? No, that is correct. Nothing in common. But this is one of those where we've got an a squared on the front and a b squared on the back. Don't forget, that's no big deal. That just means there's going to be an a in the front and a b in the back. My third sign is positive, so I'm going to adopt the sign of my second for both. And then I forgot. I went ahead and figured out my symbols. I did not write down my factors of 16. There are 1 times 16, 2 times 8, and 4 times 4. All right, I'm looking for those that add to 10. Did you find them? Yeah, you did. It's right there. 2 and 8, those add to 10. 2 and 8. Done. Factored. Let's do another. Number 4. All right. 3x squared minus 60x plus 108. All right, first step. Is there a GCF? Yes. Yes, there is. Good job. All of these are divisible by 3. So first we're going to divide by 3. That's going to give us x squared minus 20x plus 36. Boom. Now, don't forget, third sign's positive, adopt the sign of the second for both. We're going to have 2x minuses. Don't forget that 3 out front. Make sure it tags along. All right, let's look at that third number, 36, and write down its factors. There's a lot of them. 1 times 36, 2 times 18, 3 times 12, 4 times 9, and 6 times 6. That's all of them. I'm looking for the ones that add to 20. 2 and 18, they add to 20. Fill them in. Doesn't matter which is which since the signs are the same. Easy. It's factored. Let's do another. Number 5. We're halfway there. You can do this. All right, 6x cubed plus 54x squared plus 120x. First step, is there a GCF? You're saying yes. All of these are divisible by 6. And all of these have an x in them. So you can divide by 6x. Let's divide each of these by 6x. That leaves us with x squared. 54 divided by 6 is 9. X squared taking x, there's 1. 120 divided by 6 is 20. X taking x, there's no x's there. Awesome. My third sign is positive, so I adopt the sign of my second for both. I'm going to have 6x with an x plus and an x plus. That's got to fill in that number. So I focus on that final number of the trinomial. The factors, the way to multiply to get to 20 are 1 times 20, 2 times 10, and 4 times 5. I'm looking for the factors that add to get to 9. 4 and 5 add to 9. Fill them in. There you go. It's factored. It's solved. All right, I've run out of room. I'm going to go to the back of my paper now. What number? 6. Number 6. Let's do that. It's going to be 4x squared y plus 4xy minus 12y. I'm looking. First step, is there a GCF? The answer is yes. All of these are divisible by 4, and I see that each of them have a y attached to them. So we're going to divide each of them by 4y, leaving with x squared plus x minus 3. All right. I look, and I'm going to rewrite the 4y. My third sign is negative. That means I'm going to have 1 plus, 1 minus. Then I'm going to focus my attention on that third term, 3. The only way to get to 3 is 1 times 3. I'm looking for the factors that subtract to get to the understood 1 that's in front of that x. Well, 3 minus 1 is 2, and 1 minus 3 is negative 2. Neither of those produce 1. That means this is not factorable further, but we did factor to start. So this up here is my final answer. I'm just going to rewrite it to make it look a little bit neater because I drew some stuff on it. 4y times x squared plus x minus 3. That's our final answer on that one. I didn't factor any further. Sad. Let's try another one that will maybe hopefully factor further. Number 7. 5x cubed y minus 25 x squared y squared minus 120 x y cubed. Oh boy, we haven't seen one like this, I don't think. What is in common? Let's start with the coefficients. What divides 5, 25, and 120? Clearly 5. All right, what's the smallest x you see? That one. What's the smallest y? That one. 5xy is the GCF, so we're going to divide each of them by 5, take an x, and take a y. 5 divided by 5 is 1. X cubed, take 1 is x squared. Y, take a y, there's no y's. Minus. 25 divided by 5 is 5. Take an x and a y, and you're left with 1x and 1y. minus. 120 divided by 5 is 24. X take 1 away, y cubed take 1 away, y squared. All right, so this one, no big deal. If there's a squared term on the back, you just know that we're going to have that 5xy. There's going to be an x in the front and a y in the back of each parenthesis. My third sign is negative. That means I'm going to have 1 plus and 1 minus. Now we're going to focus our attention on that number, 24. 1 times 24, 2 times 12, 3 times 8, 4 times 6, and that's it. We're looking for the ones that subtract to negative 5. Which of those subtract to negative 5? 3 and 8, you're right. And it's not 8 minus 3. It is, in fact, 3 minus 8. 3 minus 8 is negative 5. That means the 8 must be negative with the minus sign, and the 5 must be positive with the plus sign. That is completely factored. All right, and this leads us to the last one that I'm going to do with you, number 8. And this is one you have not seen before, so you want to focus up. 1/2 y squared minus 9/2 y minus 11. All right, so for one like this, fraction out front, that is what you're going to definitely want to factor. I don't see any variables in common, so just the 1/2 is going to be factored. If I divide 1/2 y squared by 1/2, it's of course y squared. In this one, if you divide 9/2 by 1/2, it takes away the 2, gives you 9y. Now here's where it's interesting. You've got 11 being divided by a half. Remember, when you divide by a fraction, you flip and multiply. So really, it's 11 times 2. It's 22. And if you can't remember, just use your calculator. Divide it by a half. Or, look at this. What if you were to distribute this 1/2? What's 1/2 of 22? It's 11. So you see that it works. This is correct. When you divide by a half, it makes things get bigger. Now that you've factored out that GCF to get rid of that fraction, it's very simple. We know what's going to be on our parentheses. My third sign is negative, so I'm going to have 1 of each. I look at 22 and I'm going to write down its factors. The factors of 22 are 1 times 22 and 2 times 11. That's the only way to get to 22. I'm looking for the factors that subtract to negative 9. And it's got to be 2 minus 11, not 11 minus 2. That means the 11 is negative and the 2 is positive. And there it is, it's factored. You're done with the notes. All right, you should have a piece of paper that looks like this. It says 7.2 review. On this, you're going to be doing the multiples of 4. That means 4, 8, 12, 16, and so on. The last problem you should do is 68. I think it's like 17 problems. It shouldn't take you that long. Good luck.